Okay, well, but you guys had the competition, and Lil D was the winner.
Yeah.
And you guys had a threesome with you, Lena, and Lil D.
Yes.
So you were watching a man fuck your wife.
Well,
while
I was fucking as well, but
while
yeah.
you were also fucking.
We've
So
done
in
that
a
twice,
way,
yeah.
I'm sorry?
We've done that twice.
Yeah, another
Twice.
one with Hollywood Cash as well, yeah.
Oh, really?
Another guy, yeah.
Oh, that's been released also?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done it twice. So it's pretty close to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
Right?
guess, yeah. I mean, the vibe or the feel of doing it with the guy versus just watching, I feel like is way different. But I've never watched her hook up with a guy without being involved, so.
Would you do that?
Just to chill? I don't really have interest in it. And I wouldn't, from like a porn perspective, no. I'm not trying to be the like little homie sitting in the corner.
I feel like he would only do it if he was fucking a girl at the same time and we were side by side and he was fucking someone while I was fucking someone, which we haven't done, but that I think would be exciting.
We've talked about the swap thing,
Yeah.
but then what quite often happens is that it's hard to find a couple that makes sense and that we both agree on, because sometimes it's like the girl will be super hot and the guy's not that hot, or vice versa.
Not a fair trade.
Well, Lena, you did your second scene with Jason Left
I did.
on a boat.
Did you watch it?
I did.
You did? Oh my God.
That makes one of us in this room. I'm not on that list yet.
Yeah, I was like,
I gotta do
Adam?
my research. I gotta do my
Oh
research
my
before
God.
I come in. Because, I had to talk about certain, parts of
You
that.
didn't have to watch all of it.
Well, I kind of skimmed to the
Okay.
end. Skimmed to the end. And listen, I've always been a porn guy since I was a teenager, so I've seen quite a bit of porn.
DJ Gooner.
I would have to say, it did not look like he came at the end. Let me just put that out there. Am I right? Clearly, you're not arguing with me right now.
This is something that you don't do in the industry. You don't like air people's secrets, Vlad.
It's not even a secret. I'm watching it. This was no personal conversation I had with it. It was like at the end, I'm looking at it going like, yeah, that's not what they're trying to make it to be. This is.
You must have watched a lot of porn.
I have.
He is, yeah.
You guys are not denying it though. I mean, listen, it happens, right?
It does happen.
Porn code, you can't really
Like
talk
if
about it.
I don't have BV, but if I had BV and a guy
Right.
smelled it on set and went and told everyone, that is fucked up. Everyone is allowed to have a bad day, and you don't go around and talk shit about people, because as much as, the job is tough on women, it's way tougher on the guy. Like, no questions asked. You have to be perfect. And if you're not perfect, the company might not call you back. Everyone on set does not get paid. It's like so much pressure.
Wait. So if the guy does not come, then the girl doesn't get paid?
Like, no, the set does not get to finish. Like, everyone's
That's some
waiting
bullshit.
on you.
But she's talking about like a formal,
studio.
real studio porn, as opposed to her and Jason doing the scene on a boat. That was just for OnlyFans.
Wait. Okay. This doesn't make any sense business-wise. So you mean to tell me that if I was a porn producer and I hired a girl and a guy to come in, the girl came in, fucked the dude for 2 hours, right? And he can't come at the end. The girl gets nothing. She walks away.
Everyone has to wait until there's a way for the scene to finish. Otherwise, every dollar put into that set that day, from the audio engineer to the photographer, what's the point?
Well, I get that, but that's the company.
Yeah, it feels like that should be illegal, right?
Yeah, it sounds illegal.
I mean, it's like they find a solution, and whether the solution is a real pop shot or a fake pop shot, something has to be done.
So it doesn't really happen.
But I'm just saying that's so much pressure on the guy. And I think, like, okay, if you can't come, fine, they'll figure it out. But if you can't stay hard, then it's really hard to fix that.
Right.
And then you're at a loss.
But, I mean, me and you talked about this last time. I've heard about this for years. There's like an injection you could do.
I've heard about this, yeah.
It's more of like a prick. But I now realize that this is way more popular. I actually forget the exact name of it, but it's basically usually prescribed for older men. Guys are in their 60s or 70s, and they can kind of prick their dick in it with this thing, and it'll make it stand up for a couple hours. And it's very common with male porn stars. The problem is that you can kind of like torch your dick as time goes by, and like you won't be able to get hard on your own. But yeah, but that makes it so that you can get hard. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to finish.
But you could fake that.
Yeah.
You could do a fake, cream pie.
And in the defense of Jason, we rented this boat and we had so many hours, and the guys were like, all right, we got to go back. And we were literally like, fuck, we're going to lose the sun. And, so that's all I'll say is
Okay.
Please don't hate on
Is there a
him.
part of you then that makes you feel like, damn, like I'm so thankful for my husband who is always ready to go?
Yes.
Got a couple rounds in the chamber at all times.
Like, thank you for all my cum. Thanks.
Well, why'd you go with Jason Love again? Because remember, after the first one, there was like some back and forth where he was like talking some shit about Adam, and you know, Adam threatened to expose him about certain things that, you know, I know, but we're not going to talk about. Like, why go back with him again when there's a plethora of male talent out there?
Honestly, I feel like the audience has driven our doing the scene again. We've done, you know, some social media content here and there since we did the scene. Adam and him met up and talked about like a potential threesome when we're at AVN. And so that conversation, when Adam had suggested that, like Adam was interviewing him at AVN and said, what about the threesome? And I was really shocked because we hadn't talked about it at all at that point of me doing another scene with Jason. But then he said that, and so the conversation sort of led back into me.
It felt more like I'm just talking to the homie. Like, man, let's hit this bitch.
I mean, I'm in touch with my fan base. I'm on my OnlyFans messages. Obviously, the message I see every day is, when are you going to do another scene with Jason? You know?
And this is the whole thing, is that it's like, the idea was that she was going to do another scene with another guy, and we hadn't talked about who the guy was going to be. And then one day she just says to me, she's like, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I think the most logical person is Jason. And we looked at the game, and it was basically like all the same reasons that we picked him for the first one, except now there's already this pre-existing hype around it because people saw it the first time around. And it's kind of like, you have to take into consideration like their social media platform and how big their shit is, and then how good of a performer they are, how excited the fans would be about it. And also, like, from my perspective, it's like the first one, as much as we kind of hyped it up and made it out like there was some animosity between me and him, I saw that he was a professional and that I didn't have any issues with how it went. And my ultimate nightmare is like, she goes to do a scene with a guy and he's weird to her, does anything she's uncomfortable with, etc. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I love you and I plan on spending the rest of my life with you. And I, like, if there's anything that could send me into a homicidal rage, for sure, it's just the idea of a guy doing anything inappropriate with her. And I didn't feel like there was any chance of that with him. So to me, it was like, yeah, that's great. I would way rather have you shoot another scene with him than shoot with another guy who, even if he comes well recommended by the other girls and everything, ultimately there's a little bit of, you know, something could go wrong.